What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I was looking at the stock market, and there was a number of different companies that were reporting record-breaking earnings. But there are some companies that are actually losing money, or at least their profit margins are not as high as they used to be. Now, some of these companies I came across were looks like Hermes, Louis Vuitton. I want to say Gucci and a couple of other high-end luxury brand makers. And I wanted to kind of just talk to you guys just a little bit about this because this has been, this is a growing trend that I've seen over the years. And it literally boggled my mind, how so many people are managing to live paycheck to paycheck, yet they somehow manage to have the latest of everything that's kind of like non-necessities. Like they got the latest Jordans, they got a new Louis Vuitton bag, they got, Hermes this, or, they're searching for these things. And I'm like, wow, hold on. So you're living paycheck to paycheck, and or your job is not paying you enough to support your current level of consumption, and yet you're consuming more. And the thing is a lot of people in America end up finding themselves just completely broke, and they use credit card debt, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, to extend their ability to consume beyond their income. And this is just wild to see. And the thing is these companies, whether it's Christian Louboutin or Nike, Jordan, Hermes, Prada, Burberry, you name it, right? These companies, they realize that the middle class always wants to feel, they want to seem like they're doing better than what they're doing, right? Meanwhile, the average person here in America is making, about $70,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck. The average car payment in America for a new car is about $730 a month. The average used car payment here in America is like $528 a month. So, and let me not even get into mortgage payments and rent payments. But so the average American's really not winning financially. And then if you add to the fact that there's a significant number of people here in America that have student loans, it's no wonder why most Americans have a negative net worth. Whatever extra money that they have, they're not taking this money and paying off high interest debt. They're going out there and they're trying to appear to their friends, to strangers, to whoever, that they're more successful than they actually are. And they will use their credit. They will use, credit cards, store cards to leverage their ability to buy their way into this perception of success. We live in a social media age where everyone wants to jump on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They want to get on there, flex on the gram, stunt on their friends, flex on strangers to, and maybe this isn't the case for everyone. Some people, don't get me wrong, some people actually legitimately love the brands and they love what the brand represents. They like the quality of the materials, shoes, handbags, furniture pieces, cars, you name it. But unfortunately, the vast majority of people are getting leveraged by these brands who realize the psychological desire that a lot of people have to try to fit in, to try to look like they're doing better than what they're actually doing. And so people are literally digging themselves further and further into credit card debt every single month just to be able to continue to sustain this look, this image, this feeling of success. Meanwhile, it's actually a financial tragedy. And again, these brands, they leverage this psychological bias that many Americans have. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. The wealthy are buying luxury brands. Just keep in mind that they're the minority of the population. But the difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich, they're using their capital gains, they're using dividends, they're using their business and discretionary income to pay for these luxury items, right? And so it's no big deal for them to buy these items, these luxury brands, luxury cars, luxury vacations, luxury shoes, handbags, silverware, artwork. It really doesn't matter, right? Luxury watches. Now, again, they're using passive income, essentially passive income, to purchase these items. This is discretionary income that they're using. Meanwhile, the poor and the middle class, they're using debt to finance items that are not really assets. The poor and the middle class, they're using their hourly wages, they're using their salaries, they're trading time for money, and then they're converting that money into these luxury items, which literally just hit the bottom lines of these companies that other wealthy people tend to invest in because they understand how this wealth transfer works. So I'm not at all against buying nice stuff. I love nice stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's a matter of how do we pay for these things in a way where we're still moving forward personally, financially, right? We want to make sure that we're increasing our net worth, and we want to be able to live and enjoy our lives without financially compromising ourselves. Too many people are literally making everyone else rich at the expense of their own personal net worth. In fact, these luxury brands, they know that. See, the thing is like a lot of people, and I'm not going to say like everybody, because it's not everybody. Some people are actually doing very well financially. They have a very positive net worth. They may be millionaires, billionaires, whatever. And, those people are the exception to the case, right? But the simple fact of the matter is that these luxury brand owners, CEOs, and investors of these luxury brand companies, the owners of the Saint Laurent, the owners, the behind the scenes investors behind Rolex, they realize that the ultra high net worth client knows who these high net worth. They know who they know about these high brands, these luxury brands. They know about those brands, and many of them actually identify with them, but they realize that the ultra high net worth segment of the population, that demographic, is very small. So how else can you make more money when your product is mainly geared or catering to a very small segment of the population? Well, these luxury brands realize that this is a fatal flaw to their business model. So they decided, hey, why don't we start marketing our products more to the middle class? And then, some of the board members basically got together and said, hey, well, the middle class can't really afford our products. They only make $70,000 a year. Some people only make 50 grand a year. So how is this going to help us? Well, if we make some accessories that are a little bit less expensive, let's just say a Louis Vuitton handbag might be worth, I don't know, I shouldn't even say worth, because to me it's not really worth, what the high dollar is on some of these. Like, have you seen the price of a Birkin bag? Like 30 grand sometimes. All right, but let's just say it's a Louis Vuitton bag. These are a lot more in the range of affordability for a lot of Americans, right? Meaning like it's not a $30,000 handbag, which is like the equivalent of almost a new car, right? For some people. So let's just say you walk into a Louis Vuitton store, you can probably pick up a bag for like $2,000. There's some in there for like $1,800. And they go up from there, right? So you can get yourself a Louis Vuitton bag for $2 grand, or you can get yourself a Louis Vuitton wallet. Now the wallet might cost you about $700. So now it's kind of like, okay, I got a piece of this brand. Okay, I got my foot in the door. I feel a little bit better about myself. There's some exclusivity. Most people don't have these, yada, yada, yada. Whatever the case is for why people buy these brands, they get their foot in the door. Meanwhile, a lot of people are putting these products, these items on credit, and they're paying interest on it. So it's kind of like it's allowing the segment of the economy to kind of get a taste of these luxury experiences without necessarily financially qualifying for it. And the problem with this is that a lot of people end up digging themselves deeper and deeper into credit card debt every single month, financial debt. It's not helping their net worth at all. And, but what it does is it temporarily creates this illusion of success. Now, some people may say, well, I had to buy this very expensive suit, or, I needed to buy these Christian Louboutin shoes because, I had a job interview and I wanted to look the part. Do you really need to do that to look the part to get a job, to hire you? That is debatable, definitely. But I definitely feel like, the brands are cool. Don't get me wrong. Quality on many of them is very, very high end. The experience, the white glove treatment when you go into some of these high-end fashion designer stores is second to none. There's a big difference between going into a Prada store and the level of service that you get there compared to going into JCPenney, right? Huge difference, completely different. But you got to say to yourself, is it worth it? Am I in a financial position to really want to go after something like this at this point in time in my life? Does this really make sense? So here's the thing. These are multi-billion-dollar organizations and corporations. They realize that America will finance themselves to the hilt. So why not position ourselves in a way where we can capitalize on the fact that America is going to do whatever they can to look successful, even if they're not. And so this is why I feel like, these luxury brands literally target the poor and make off very, very handsomely in the process. If you guys appreciate the content, if you guys like this video, check out my previous videos, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Take care.